Why do expert athletes have different visual search patterns? Imagine watching a soccer game and noticing some players seem to focus on the ball, while others scan the entire field. Why do their eyes move differently? It all comes down to how they process visual information. Expert athletes develop unique ways of looking at their environment. Their mental skills, especially selective attention and focus, are finely tuned through years of practice. This helps them pick out the most important cues quickly. When athletes look around, they don't just stare aimlessly. Experts tend to fix their gaze on fewer spots but for longer periods. They focus on key areas like the ball, opponents' movements, or open spaces. Novices, on the other hand, tend to glance at many things briefly, trying to take in everything at once. This scattered approach makes it harder to pick out what really matters. Selective attention is a mental skill that helps athletes ignore distractions and concentrate on what's relevant. Over time, athletes learn to filter out irrelevant visual clutter. This means they don't waste mental energy on unnecessary details. Instead, they focus on cues that help them anticipate what will happen next. For example, a tennis player watches an opponent's racket swing to predict where the ball will go. Expert athletes also adapt their visual search based on the situation. In team sports like basketball or soccer, they shift their gaze depending on the game's flow. They might look at the ball, teammates, or opponents, depending on what's most important at that moment. In individual sports like golf or tennis, they focus more on their own body movements or the ball's position. This efficient visual search helps them make faster decisions. When they see the right cues, they can react more quickly and accurately. That's why they often outperform less experienced players. Coaches use mental skills training to improve this ability. They might have athletes do drills that mimic game conditions or use eye-tracking technology to analyze their gaze patterns. By practicing these skills, athletes learn where to focus and how to maintain attention on critical cues. This training makes their visual search more systematic and effective. So, the reason expert athletes look at the environment differently is because their brains have learned to prioritize important visual information. This skill allows them to anticipate plays better, make smarter decisions, and perform at higher levels.